Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I thought I'd do something a little different. I haven't been this close in a long time. So partially because I'm going to do an eye and also because I am peeling and I have an ointment on my chest and I don't want to wear something nice and you really don't want to see this peeling. So excuse my ratty shirt, which I love. Today I thought we would talk about eyeliner. So I had done a Sephora hair, tool, and skin video, and a couple of people commented on my eyeliner, and someone asked for a tutorial. So while I'm waiting for my goodies from Sephora to arrive, I thought maybe we'd do that. So the first thing we need to do is, I guess, talk about the anatomy of my particular eye. Hoods come in a bunch of different shapes and sizes. To say I'm hooded, therefore give me a technique that will work, it doesn't really make sense because there's so many different kinds of hoods. There are hoods where the flesh touches the lash line all the way from here to here. There are hoods where the flesh only touches in the center, in the highest corner of the eye, and there are hoods like mine that touch down here and actually kind of sink below the lower lash line. So if I were to take the lower lash line up, it would go over my hood. This would be preferable, not gonna lie, but that's not my reality. Let's look what that would be like. Oh my God, could I do a liner if I had a hood like that? Since I don't, and we're relaxed, you can see a lot going on right here. And this eye is even more fun than this one. So first we have to understand the anatomy of our particular eyes. I understand mine. Yours may or may not be the same. I think this really might only be useful to people with eyes like mine, but you be the judge. The second thing we need to talk about is our tool. So my tool is the Victoria Beckham pencil. I'm going to use Bordeaux just because I love it so much. Pencil on this side, this is soft, and I find for me, I prefer a softer pencil. Once this sets up, it also doesn't smudge and move all over the place, and that's also really important. So the next question is, where do you want to place your wing? Now, this obviously depends on if you want to do something big, if you want to do something small, many different variations of that, but you don't get that many choices when you're confined by a hood. You kind of have to do what your hood lets you do, and for me, that's not much. Back when I didn't have as much as a hood many years ago, I didn't flip too much. I would honestly just smudge up like that a little bit, and I liked the idea that my wing was really in line with my lashes, so it just emphasized the lashes as if I was wearing little singles at the end. And I thought that was a very pretty wing. Now wings can be far more dramatic. They're more acceptable. They were always around, but you see them around on YouTube and on Instagram, you know, quite frequently. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the way for you to go. That's for you to decide. A person who has, and I use this word begrudgingly, normal hood, they just start right here and pull it up in a single line, and then they build it backwards to make it thicker, and boom, they're done. For gals like me, it's a little more complicated. First, I'm going to sharpen. Now, I've noticed that this pencil, while it comes with a nice point, it's hard to get a point. It comes with a sharpener, which is lovely, and it's important to keep the razor clean. So that's pretty sharp, and you can see right here, there's a little bit of the product. I just take a paper towel or something and clean that off and make sure it's also cleaned off on the inside. Now, this particular one has this little pulley thing, but I'm really not sure how you use it. It's not just get your finger in there, right? I have seen other sharpeners with this, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so good luck to me getting this back in. But there you go. That's intended to keep it clean, but I find a paper towel works fine. Or if it's really small space, take an orange stick and wrap a paper towel around it. Or you can do a Q-tip, but you don't want to really get cotton in here. So make sure if you use a Q-tip, you're getting that cotton out. All right, next. kind of figure out where you want it to be. So for me, I am going to follow this lower line. Now, this lower line, do you want to follow the rim, the inner rim, the outer rim? The door's about to blow closed. Okay, I'm going to leave it that way. Or underneath, and the underneath area could be quite a bit lower depending on, you. You could do underneath the lash line. There's actually a lot of places to go. But I'm just going to use my pencil like that and get an idea of where I want it to be. So it's like that. I'm thinking right about here. Now, my eyes were not relaxed. I marked it up. Time to relax the eyes. Close them, relax the face, open them, see where it is. It's a little weird. Now, I'm going to make a triangle until I like what I'm seeing. There we go. Now the other side, of course, will not be the same, so let's stay on this eye for a minute. Now, you could go around with just a triangle like this. Who's going to notice? In fact, it might be kind of cool to just have a triangle. Nobody will really think you're doing something wrong. They'll think you're doing it intentionally. And if you leave it like this, you are doing it intentionally. It is kind of fun. But let's do a little lining. Something I discovered just recently I wanted to share with you, and this is also something that's not applicable to everybody, but I find as I've gotten older, the rim or waterline or whatever this is called on the upper is more viewable, and I really don't like that look. But it will help your eyes look more open if you leave it open on the outer third. Just fill it up right through here and then do your lining atop just up there. I'll show you what I mean. So first, this is the highest point right in the middle of my eye. I'm going to start the lining just past that and just light hand. The idea is not to get something obvious, but to make your lashes look thicker at their base. I'm not going to pull it all the way to the end because when my eyes are relaxed, it will actually pull down. And as you can see, I already have this fold of skin going down. I want to fight against that. I'm going to expand this a little bit more. And this is why having something soft is so beneficial. It makes it so much easier. Now I'm going into the waterline where this line started. And again, I'm just going to kind of push this into the lashes, but I'm pushing into the lashes from underneath instead of from above. And I don't want to go too close to the tear duct because that will make the eye look smaller. So by leaving this open in the waterline area, it's opened up the eyes, but it's covered up that skin, which I really don't like showing, and given more shape to the eye. So that's one way to go about it. Now, you want these to connect, right? This is where you have to be so careful. It's kind of like being an architect. So I'm looking at it with my eyes relaxed. And now open, relaxed, open, relaxed. I happen to know for me, if I do a straight line like this, right here, when I open, it's going to pull everything down. So for me, I'm going to go around the eyeball a little bit, feeling that, and then go like that. So it's like a C or an inverted V right here. You know what? I don't think this is Bordeaux. I think this is cocoa. Now I'm making it a little bit bigger. I'm not going to take this like most people would all the way across like a triangle because I think that will make my eyes look smaller. So I am going to give this a minute and not open my eyes all the way, and then go in with some shadow. Now, I did think I was using the Bordeaux, which I'm not, but I did when I did that video. And then I went in with this shadow, which also, it doesn't really look exactly like it does in the pan. It's almost like it's a bronze with that Bordeaux-ish kind of reflex, but I found that they work together very, very nicely. So I'm going to clean up the hands, not open the eyes, and we're going to go in with a brush that is not too dense and not too hard. So I want something kind of soft, and I'm thinking I want to do, this is a blender brush from Wayne Goss, and I'm going to pull out this one from Wayne Goss too, because these are squirrel and they're not terribly dense, because I want to do something a little bit lighter. And I'm going to go in with this color in the center. And now I'm going to kind of do the third right here. So you can't tell that I haven't actually completed the liner. I'm going to take the other brush, which is more of a flat brush, and push it over. And in this way, the liner and the shadow, while they are different, the illusion is that they're not all that different. That makes sense. Now for that video, I used a much lighter hand. For this video, it's looking a little bit thicker and a little bit darker. That's okay. We can go in with, I don't know, like this silver color. Let's see. Whoa, that's such a pretty color. But the eye is suddenly turned dramatic, where the eye that I did for that video wasn't, and that's okay. You can do the same, it's the same process. I did it the same way. It's just that I used the Bordeaux pencil and I used a lighter hand with that shadow. And you can see this is a little bit thicker than I did. I'm just going to blend this in well. And that's how a hooded person can do a little bit of a wing. Now, I do feel that the hood is accentuated a little bit here, so I want to find myself a nice medium tone in a matte to blend that out. This is a Makeup Forever palette that I made myself, and I'm going to try this color with the same blending brush and just use a very, very light hand. So the thing that I did for the video would be more of a day look. I don't want to get it too smoky looking, but now I feel like I've given a really nice shape to the eye just by receding the hood a little bit with a matte in a slightly darker color. And I really like this. So let's go ahead and put on some mascara. This is the kind of look, I love going without mascara, but this is the kind of look that requires mascara. Now for me, I don't like to do anything much under the eyes. I just like it clean. I think it's fresher. And when I do things under the eyes, I feel it kind of calls attention to all the issues I have under my eyes. Hello, birdie. So this would be, I think you can get away with this for daytime. Now, can I get it done on the other side? Probably not going to match, but I'm going to do that off camera and we'll come back with a final look. All right, I'm back. Now I wanted to show you, I managed to get a lighter hand with the shadow on this side than I did on this one. So I don't want to go in with the silver. I just want to show you how I can do the same thing but make it a little bit more day. And again, right through here, the hood is heavy. So that is where I'm still going to go in with this neutral shade to give that a little bit of pushback. This time I'm going to use this flat brush because I want to be very specific with where I put it. and then I'll blend it in with the other one. So, right here. And this applies so nicely, you hardly need any kind of blending, but I'm going to do a little. I'm going to do mascara on my brows and I'll be right back. And I put a little Velvet Affair from Lisa Eldridge on my lips. I don't know, maybe I want something a little more colorful or not, but it's all about the eyes today and how to do a wing liner when you are hooded as all get out, especially on the sides. That's how I do it. And yeah, they're not even, they're never gonna be, and you have to kind of be okay with that, I think. And if you like this video, hey, give it a thumbs up and let me know down below. If you do, maybe I will give you a couple of other ideas for liners for hooded lids, because there are a couple of approaches, but there's not a lot. But that's pretty much what I did for the Sephora video. And that's it. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.